Fighters are teaming up all the time in Dragon Ball Z. Now players can team up in the real world too.
The ARG Circuit Series is proud to present Team Wars.
ARG will track your 6-person team's progress throughout the entire Dragon Ball Series circuit event. They'll tally the scores for each team through the finals. Teams earn points for every win. Each team accumulates points for their team every round. A win nets you 3 points, a draw 1 point, no points for a loss. The 2 highest scoring teams will face off on ARG's Twitch channel after the Circuit Series main event live.
Each team can have a maximum of 6 players, and each player must wear a matching shirt or jersey. For a full list of rules and prizes, go to argcircuitseries.com and look for Team Wars under the Dragon Ball Super category. A saying has no limits. Do you? Prove to the world that your team is the best by participating at the ARG Circuit Series Team Wars.
Alright guys, what is up? We are back for round number 4. Dragon Ball Regional, presented by ARG, here in beautiful San Jose, California. I actually I had to drive all the way back to my the KTM Pro house or whatever, the Airbnb, and had to grab a new stand. Our stand needed to be used for something else, so I had to redo the whole stream. Sorry guys, but we got caught back up. Looks like we're back here now. Danny Hype playing. We have 2 awesome players. You have Antoino Jimenez on the left playing Trunks. I hope I got his last name spelled correctly. And on the right is Danny Hype, KitchenTableMeta Pro player, playing SS3 Goku. Now, his build's pretty cool. I haven't had a chance to look at the build too much, but it's essentially mono red, and he kind of got the unlucky SS3 pull where he gets the super combo in with his life, which is very unfortunate, but it definitely does happen. Definitely not like a terrible spot to be in, obviously, but obviously not very good to have your super combo and energy. But it's nothing Danny could have done to prevent it, so that's where we're at. Now we have Antonio here playing Trunks, which is fantastic. So we have a Trunks versus SS3 Goku matchup here, something a little different, which is pretty cool. It looks like Danny's gonna be playing Kaba here. This is gonna be able to awaken Danny. He's gonna knock him to 4 life and allow Danny to awaken. So he's gonna be able to draw a good amount of cards this turn, which is fantastic. All right, so Danny's going to attack for 15k, goes to 4 life, and Antonio's going to take that. Go to 6. So we got 6 to 4. Danny's going to awaken, draw 2 cards off that awaken. Gets a super combo and Crusher Ball, but no yellow energy, unfortunately, which is very unfortunate. But I think Danny, probably will be able to overcome that next turn. Going to attack him for 15k into Antonio's 10k, draw a card off of that. Looks like he gets a Scientist Fu, maybe? Yeah, Scientist Fu off that, which is very good, too. Danny having a pretty explosive hand here. Antonio taking that as well, going to 5. Alrighty, we're going to wait and see what happens here. Antonio playing down the Sensu Bean as his second energy. Shuffling through his hand here, taking some time. Seeing a pretty aggressive hand. It looks like he has 2 Kabas. A Fearless Pan as well. All right, here comes down Sankaba, which is going to knock the Trunks player down to 4 life, allow the Trunks player to awaken. So what he's going to want to do here, if this is successful, he can power up this Kaba to a ridiculous amount and draw cards off of it. So he can combo with this Trunks in his hand, awaken, draw 2 cards, combo with something else on the backside. So he actually can draw 4 cards, actually 5 cards off of this one Trunks attack. This one Kaba attack, which is pretty devastating here. And can put a lot of pressure on Danny since Danny's at 4 life already. So he's going to draw a card off of Trunks' front side. He's going to awaken, draw 2. It's like he gets a Scientist Fu of his own and a Topo. Topo being very good in this matchup, and unfortunately Antonio does not have 2 red. So that is unfortunate. So I'm trying to figure out what he wants to play for his second energy here. Not energy, second combo. Actually, I think he's just not going to combo. He's just going to go 20k double. And Danny's going to play out Red Kid Goku and draw a card off of it. Love that card. That card's like one of my favorite new cards. I love it so much. It's like your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th super combo if you run it, and it's just such a fantastic card. It's got me out of so many situations that I probably shouldn't have survived through just because of that card. So look at Danny's hand. He actually has a pretty defensive hand. Not as defensive as Antonio's hand, having, I think, like 3 or 4 negates in hand. But we do see Zeno in here. So he does have Zeno. Doesn't have chain attack Trunks, though, Antonio. He's going to use the Trunks to ready an energy. And draw a card off of that, getting the chain attack Trunks. Speak of the devil. There he is. Very interesting. It looks like that attack was into the Kaba, so Danny's just going to let that Kaba die. See if Antonio decides to play something. Doesn't look like he really has a play this turn. I'm not so sure I would ready the energy there. I think he was readying the energy so he'd have Whis' Coercion available. Because he doesn't have anything he can play right now. He has a Gohan. He actually has 2 Gohans in hand. So yeah, actually, it kind of makes sense. He could put 2 Gohans on board. He also has another Kaba in hand. If he wanted to be really aggressive, he could try to go for another Kaba, but he's just going to pass turn. I like that play a lot. Danny drawing another Crusher Ball. Crusher Ball can be really devastating in this matchup. See if Danny decides to charge a Bulma. Or actually, he's not going to charge a yellow at all. Going to charge his 3rd red, which turns on Chain Attack Trunks of Danny's own. Danny's going to go Chain Attack. Into what, though? Into Zeno. It's a very powerful, very, very powerful ability because Antonio goes down to 5 cards in hand. He just did all that work to get those cards. He drew like 5 cards last turn. Got to build his hand up. And there it goes away. Zeno coming in. It's funny because Antonio seems to be in the same game plan here. He's just using Trunks as an engine instead of SS3 Goku, which I like. I think that's cool. Unfortunately, the problem with the Trunks version is it doesn't have as good defensive abilities, right? So you play out Chain Attack Trunks, you get your Zeno, you replace your opponent's hand, you put a little pressure on him, but then you have nothing else to do, right? You usually have to tap out to do that, and you're kind of vulnerable. With the SS3 Goku deck, it does the same thing, but it lets you ready 3 energy at the end of the turn, which lets you play Topos, lets you play, any card that you want in order to be, defensive as well. So it's very, very powerful. I think Danny may be a little favored in this matchup. Danny attacking for 15k. And unfortunately drew a bunch of yellow cards. Something you don't want to see when you have no yellow energy, as it turns out. Antonio, though, looks like he got a super combo. What appears to be another Zeno, and then, like, some Trunks, some baby Trunks. All right, draws a Bulma. That's 2 Bulmas for Danny, which gives him a little bit of defense, actually. Antonio just, taking cards out of his hand. I want to take that damage, which just makes sense, right? You don't want to go to 2 life. That's the danger zone, right? 3 to 2 is scary. All right, we'll see what Antonio decides to do here. Looks like they're playing almost an identical deck, except Danny's, using more yellow in his deck, where Antonio's playing a more blue-heavy engine. Which is good. I think the blue engine really supports Trunks better than yellow would. But yellow got some. Yellow has some good combo cards to support Trunks this set as well. So very interesting. Antonio played out his 3rd energy, being another red energy, 2 red, 1 blue. Attacking it for 15k. Trunks into Goku. Looks like Antonio might be trying to combo with something out of his hand here. Oh, it's just going to be a baby Goku. Draw two cards here. A Scientist Fu and a Kaba. Interesting. Can't see Kaba being too powerful here, but we'll see. Thing is, Danny's hand is looking pretty terrible. However, I think with the fact that he has spare yellow energy in hand, I think he can use Planet Vegeta to maybe fix his hand a little bit this following turn here. Draws a baby coup of his own. Going to play that Battering Laser down as energy. I like that. Obviously, Battering not going to be as good against a deck that so far Danny has seen no counters at all. Now, we know Antonio does run what appears to be a set of Whis' Coercion, which Battering can be decent, for the kill turn. Interesting to see what Danny goes for here. He can go for a Chain Attack Trunks. He can go for another Gohan. Going to go for that Chain Attack Trunks. I like that. Puts a lot of pressure on his opponent. His opponent now has to be worried about this chain attack into Gohan play here, which is going to be 2 cards on the field, an extra card in Danny's hand. Unless Danny decides to go for the double strike effect. And here Danny's attacking for 15k. Hopefully he gets some sort of defensive ability. That's what he needs this turn. He's like a topo, something defensive. Gonna get a crusher ball, which is actually pretty good. It is defensive. He can ready the yellow. All right, and Antonio's just going to pitch that Kaba to take that damage, or stop the damage to come through. Here we have 25k, which is good. That's a good amount to get to. 25k is the perfect amount, in my opinion. It requires your opponent to use a super combo in another card, which is something you always want to do. You always want to make your opponent have to use multiple cards. And you can tell it's putting Antonio in a weird spot right here. He's just going to take it, go to 2, which is devastating. Danny could actually just attack. It looks like this is going to get Whis Discouraged, which is fine. But this could put Danny in a position where he can combo for game if he needed to. But again, I'm pretty confident this is, there it is. Snap, Whis Discouraged from Antonio. And Danny's just going to draw a card off of that. Hopefully he gets a topo here. They need some sort. There's a topo. There it is, boys. All you got to say is, you have to just whisper Topo's name at night, and he'll come to you. That's all you have to do. This is going to put Antonio in a weird position here, boys, because he's going to be in a spot where essentially the first 2 cards he plays this turn, not necessarily plays, but the first card he plays is going to be essentially inactive. Danny does not have to worry about it with the Crusher Ball. And then the first kind of bad attack that might be thrown at Danny, he can immediately negate and put more pressure on the board. So I think what Antonio's going to have to do to get out of this is he's going to have to do like a chain attack Trunks into something, into like a Zeno or some kind of pressure, which we know he doesn't have in hand, which is unfortunate. Antonio playing 1 energy here, looks like. In such a weird spot here. I can't see how many cards are in his drop area since it's kind of out of frame. But it appears that Antonio might be trying to play Scientist Fu, and there it is. Yeah. Like I said, we couldn't quite see the drop area, but right now he's counting them up to make sure that he has enough for it. This card is very, very powerful, and Danny's going to Crusher Ball that immediately. I like that. Danny decided to play a more defensive turn here. Danny could have actually just took the 2 damage from Scientist Fu just to get 2 more cards in his hand and make his next turn more aggressive. But Danny's just going to play it safe and just use Crusher Ball. Trunks is attacking into chain attack Trunks here. And Danny's just going to Topo to counter that. Antonio in a tough spot here. Going to have to try to figure out how he can squeak out any damage this turn if he can. He does have Gohan, though. Does have Gohan and Whis Discouraged. One thing I do like about that Crusher Ball play, though, that I didn't get a chance to talk about, is Crusher Ball and then negate Trunks is essentially turning off the Trunks ability this turn. Antonio has not been able to draw from Trunks because Danny is keeping him off that plan by removing the cards that he can attack with. Antonio might be forced to just play Fearless Pan here, maybe, just for to have a blocker, but I can't imagine that being the right play. I guess he could play Fearless Pan, but if he attacks and uses Trunks to ready an energy, it turns Fearless Pan off from being a blocker. Yeah, very awkward hand by Antonio here. I feel like passing here is probably going to be the best play, but it almost spells almost certain doom if he passes too. Like, I can't imagine him passing and be able to win this. Antonio again taking his time. This is a very, very important turn for Antonio. Oh, man. I can't imagine what's going through Antonio's head right now. I have to think what he wants to play. He's going to tap 2, maybe just play the Trunks out. Is that what he's going to do? He is just going to play the Trunks out, 10k. And he's going to attack. Using, I guess, another Trunks to rate an energy to draw. I don't hate this play, but I think this is a attack into Gohan play right here. Either get a card from his... Oh, he's attacking the chain attack Trunks. Okay, so he must be playing Gohan to get the draw? Okay, going to 15k into 20k. Gonna draw a card. Oh, I think that was it. So Antoino actually did not combo enough up to put pressure on the chain attack Trunks. I think he might just be attacking into it. Okay, here comes another, and maybe this is the Gohan? Oh, okay, I see. He's just attacking. Okay, I see what's happening. Okay, I didn't see the Gohan. Did he draw the Gohan? I actually didn't see the Gohan in his hand. So this is actually 20,000 into 20,000 here, and he kills the Gohan. Danny's going to respond with a Bulma just to stop the damage. Very good play by Antoino. I love that play. It's a good. He actually took time, sequenced his play very well, and actually, recovered from that Crusher Ball a little bit. Got to draw off a Trunks. Got to kill a threat that could kill him next turn. And put pressure on his opponent. Made Danny have to use a card. Fantastic play by Antoino. Very, very good play. Danny having a Zeno in hand. I can't imagine him playing it this turn. Might use it as energy. How much energy does he have? Yeah, he's got 5, so he can play one more energy. Ooh, Danny tapping 20,000 and 10,000 in Topo. Gonna get this negated. No problem. Like that attack by Danny. Putting a little bit of pressure on one of his cards here. Ooh, gets a Scientist Field of his own. This card could be huge. This is enough to put a lot of pressure on Antoino. Good draw. I couldn't tell where that SS3 Goku attack was attacked into, though. My guess is it was into Trunks, but I don't know for sure. Antoino maybe thinking about playing Gohan to protect it. If he does, that's going to leave him wide open to double strike. Oh my, that's a very aggressive play. Danny could play Fu, draw 2. If he draws a Topo off of this, he can actually use Topo to clear his opponent's board. Crusher Ball, Battering Laser. Okay. Battering Laser also very, very good. Danny doesn't seem to think so, though, because he immediately taps his yellow. Oh, his opponent's tapped out. No, my bad. My bad. Yeah. There's the baby Goku. Okay. This is essentially just another super combo. Danny essentially paid 1 yellow to search for a super combo, which is devastating. Attacking 25k into 15k. Double strike for game. Danny's going to go baby Goku, draw a card. Chain attack Trunks. It's 35, 45. 55, 60. Super combo by Antoino. Into what appears to be Baby Goku, but he's tapped out. And that's game 1. Very good game 1. Very interactive game. I loved watching those two guys play. There's so many things that could have happened there. Very, very interactive game. I'm going to go ahead and pull the chat up. All right, guys, so we're going into game number 2 here. Super excited. The Canadian kid, everyone's saying. Absolutely. Doing a fantastic job. Making KTM very proud. Always love seeing Danny doing well. Very interactive matchup, though. This was a really cool matchup to see. Like I said, guys, we'll probably make a couple more small adjustments to the stream moving forward. I actually might try to up the bit rate a little bit. Let's do that now. Let's experiment a little bit. Let's do that now. Let's see if we lose anything from doing that. So let's go. It's like I said, just a little bit. This might be super aggressive, but we're gonna up the bit rate a little bit. See if that changes. Like I said, not a lot of people, but a good number of people have left. And so that hopefully will free up the Wi-Fi just a little bit. Again, guys, we were forced to use the Wi-Fi. We had to use the Wi-Fi by the convention center, so we had to use the Wi-Fi. And that's why you're having a little bit of a grainy kind of look to the stream, and I apologize, a little pixelated look. I apologize for that. However, these all are being recorded in HD, and so that's going to allow us to put them up on YouTube next week. Almost immediately when I get back. I should get back. I think I get back like Tuesday. So we should be able to post them on Wednesday. I'll try to post like 2 a day if I can. So like I said, let me know, guys. Let me know if the quality has improved at all after that bit rate improvement. Like I said, we still seem to be in green, so we still seem to be doing pretty good. Also, do have some interesting decks doing well here, guys. I think we have a Dr. Mew deck that's still undefeated, which hopefully we can get on stream next thing. Shadow Mage says, "Is it Antoino Jimenez?" Oh, I don't know, man. I think it's the way I spelled it, but it could be incorrect. I could have spelled his name incorrect. I always try my best to ask the players make sure how to spell their name and stuff. But we're in a big hurry on this match because I had to leave the convention center to get some stuff to kind of improve our stream just a little bit. And so I got back right when round 4 was starting. So it has made it look better. Great. And I said we're still in green, so that's good. Awesome. Great. I'm so glad, guys. I'm so glad it's been a little bit better. Nestor 1982 says, "What's up, bud? Sending some hype from West Virginia. What's up, man? Love having my West Virginia brethren on the stream. Hope you guys are having a wonderful time there." Yeah, I'm glad it's looking a little better. But like I said, I'll gradually increase the bit rate. I'll gradually increase the bit rate as people start leaving and the Wi-Fi kind of clears up a little bit. I can usually tell because if it doesn't fluctuate at all, it usually means I can go a little higher. If it starts fluctuating from like green to yellow, then like I know I need to stay where I'm at essentially. And so we haven't fluctuated like 2 rounds. So Stellar Arc says, "What have you been playing at your locals, Dusty?" Good question. I usually try to play like a different deck each time I go to locals, just to try out different stuff, just to get an idea of different interactions. My locals are pretty casual. Like most of the players there are new players, which is awesome. I love it. It's so cool to like be able to go there and talk to new players and help them out and stuff. It's fantastic. I actually lost a match last game. I lost an Ultra Instinct deck, which is actually pretty cool. I was playing like a mono red pan deck. I was just kind of built for fun. And I actually lost my first round. I got beat. Actually, I won the last 3, and then I lost the last one I played in. So it was feels bad. But yeah, so I played like the first ever locals I went to. I played Mecha Veggies actually because it was the only deck I had built, and I didn't think anyone would show up. And like 13 people showed up, and I felt like really mean. The second one I built like a mono green Soul Striker deck, and then I think I built like I can't remember what was the third one, and then the fourth one I played mono red pan. SBP 0522 says, "At KitchenTableMeta, in the red spoilers of Tournament of Power, which one, in your opinion, is the best design-wise and meta-wise?" Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Man, that is such a good question. I think the most well-designed card? I don't know. They're actually pretty cool. I think the Boo is pretty neat. I think the Boo is probably the most like competitively designed card. DBZ Gods or DBZ Bod S5 says, "At KitchenTableMeta, how many players?" I think 505 was our grand total. 505. Ketnet 99999 says, "Dusty, what would you think of getting you Vegito deck? Using Shigash to drop Comrade Goku to get a Vegeta so you can Pretora?" Yeah, I think that sounds really neat. Yeah, I think that I think the format's really going to open up after May, and we're going to see a lot of really cool, unique kind of decks. And I think Shigesh and a Unipatora cards is actually something that I think has been underplayed for a long time, and I think it's been underplayed because like you don't really have time to get to that Unipatora state, right? Like you try to, and then you just kind of get killed by like veggies and some of these more aggressive decks. And so I think now that the game has slowed down a little bit with the changes, I think we're going to be able to see some of these more unique decks, which is very exciting. Is that his name? What game he was on top? Oh, actually, yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. I actually didn't have the scores. I'm sorry. I have had the scores up for a while. Is it this one? Why does it look weird? It looks really weird. Why is it off, I wonder? Huh. It's weird. It's like it's off. It looks really weird. I don't know why it's off like that. Oh crap. Okay, let's see. Okay. Well, I'll work on the overlay. I'm sorry, guys. I'll have the overlay. I'll have the overlay fixed for the next rounds. I actually didn't realize I didn't have the score up. To be honest with you, I'm so sorry, guys. But currently it is it's 1-0 Danny Hype to Antonio. But yeah, I'm back into the game though, guys, so I can't see the chat. I will fix that though in between the next round. I apologize for that. Okay, so here we have definitely a lot different of a start here. Danny actually got his rights energy here, so he got red-yellow, which is very important. We saw last game he got kind of stuck with some yellow cards at hand. He wasn't able to play. And we also have Antonio going first this time. So Antonio's actually going to be, equal to Danny in light in energy on his turn, which is really cool because whenever Danny goes first, it really essentially puts Antonio behind energy management-wise just about the whole game. Okay. So it looks like Antonio has either sideboarded in or just has drawn them some more like a GT package, which we haven't seen. All right, Danny drawn his Zeno. I think we saw Chantac Trunks in his hand. So we'll see what happens here. Danny playing his second red energy down. Which we gotta do? We're gonna search out a Kaba here. So Danny's gonna use this Kaba to be able to awaken. It looks like we have our boy George Machado back.
Woo! We are back. I'm sorry. I've been leaving you all day today.
I'm used to it. Everybody in my life leaves me. Jim leaves me all the time.
I'm still here.
Jim's like, I'm here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody leaves me, man. It's fine. No, we have a very interesting match with we have Trunks versus SS3 Goku. Danny Hype versus Antonio.
Wait, we got Trunks? Xeno
Trunks? No, just blue Trunks.
Oh, just blue Trunks.
Yeah,
okay.
that's actually Glare Trunks.
Yeah, the Glare Trunks.
He's a special edition.
Special edition. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys.
It's your fault.
That's my fault, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody else's fault it could be.
But really productive meetings all day today.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
I'm so sad because I haven't been here to really contribute much. So I hope people don't think I'm intruding or anything. That's
fine. No. You don't really contribute much when you're here anyway, so it's like not really that much of a change. You know what I mean?
True. True.
True. I'm supposed to agree to that, by the way.
Yeah, no, I guess. I mean, whatever. I'm gonna have to go with it. I mean,
I guess it makes sense.
I can't just say you're wrong.
You can.
Remember, I'm only here because of you.
That's true. I forgot. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. It's actually not you. It's PPG, the entire organization. Yeah. All right. Interesting matchup here. So, Danny was able to awaken off a Kaba. And Antonio going to play out the one-drop Baby Goku here. At least look at the top 7 and pick a Goku GT off of it. Like I said, I didn't see these cards in Antonio's game 1. But I can't imagine he sideboards in the entire GT engine. So maybe it's just that he just didn't draw them. We have 2 essentially Chain Attack Trunks. Chain Attack Trunks into Zeno decks. So we have SS3, taking advantage of the engine by Zenoing you and then untapping to be able to play stuff on your turn.
That's so good also. Not tapping out to do that play is just insane.
And then we have Antonio that goes, I want to Zeno, but I want to combo and draw my hand back. You know what I mean? So we have like essentially 2 different takes of the match. I think that Danny is a little favored because, like you said, he doesn't have to tap out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where Antonio does. But both decks are actually pretty good against the mecha variants right now. If they can stick that Trunks into Zeno, it's actually pretty hard to come back from.
Danny's deck is actually really interesting. I've never seen yellow with red be incorporated with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's actually really unique.
Yeah, Danny built this just for this deck, just for this tournament. He's been playtesting it all week. Super into it. Tested very well. But sometimes mecha does mecha things. You know what I mean? I think that's why he's currently 2-1.
No, yeah. There's some starts that it doesn't matter if you're playing like a deck that's very well poised against mecha. If they start out ideally, there's actually nothing any deck in this meta can do, unfortunately, unless you're sitting across from another mecha.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what's so funny about the mecha mirror sometimes is like sometimes your opponent just out mechas you, right? They have an amazing turn, and you're just like, well, I have no extra cards, and I'm destroyed. So
it happens.
All right, so here comes out Gohan, 15K. Beautiful card that you can play essentially for free.
So good.
At the end of his turn, he gets to ready those 3 right back. Gets his Zeno. Has a Topo on his turn, too. Man, if Danny decides to pass this turn and ready his 3 energy here, definitely has a devastating defensive. Gonna get a super combo, essentially. The old 1-cost super combo.
Oh, there's a GP today? That's crazy.
Huh. Like a Magic GP?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, pretty good. Thank you. I mean, we have a pretty good number for running alongside.
We almost have 300 people last time I checked. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting this amazing game, supporting ARG, supporting Bandai, supporting KitchenTableMeta. And in turn, once you support KitchenTableMeta, you obviously just are supporting PBG as well.
Because they're essentially the same entity. Only here because of Dusty. So you support Dusty, you support Kitchen Table, you support PBG all at the same time. It's like hitting 3 birds
with one
stone.
It's a pretty good throw.
Pretty good throw. Actually, that Unbreakable Spirit Super Saiyan Goku seems really good in the Trunks deck. I mean, you're just drawing...
Draw 2 cards.
2 cards.
Pretty good.
Off of 1 energy.
Yeah, actually, I think the last game we had Antonio that actually, he attacked with, Kaba, used that card you're talking about, drew 2 cards off of it, Awakened, drew 2 cards, and then threw Super Combo and drew 2 more cards.
Holy cow.
And then Danny responded with Zeno.
No way.
And it was pretty rough, yeah. But I was like, man, that's a lot of... I think he drew, I can't remember, chat, but I think it was like 6 cards that turn or something, like 6 or 7 cards.
This is a really hard matchup for Antonio because if Danny gets... I mean, if Antonio gets too far ahead, that Zeno's always just, like, lurking.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're any deck but yellow, you have no access to Cold Bloodlust, it's going to be a bad time.
It's going to be a bad time, yeah.
You really have to change up your strategy, and that's where you see Antonio just evolving his Super Saiyan Goku, which is really, really... unorthodox.
It is. Well, I should go talk about that. This card's actually really awesome to play out. It's hard to play out because it costs 4, but it's actually really cool to play out in Evolve because you still draw a card from it. It also has Barrier, so if Antonio can play this out and protect it, he actually gets another draw off of it if he wants to combo with it again. You know what I mean? So he actually can draw
that is so insane.
3 cards off the 1 card.
Shout out to Mark Hill, DBS-Dex.com.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
DBS-Dex.com? What's up, Mark Hill?
He's like, we come for Dusty, we stay for George.
I don't think that's how that works. No, I do. I actually think that's how it works. I've got the messages. I know you guys don't like me. It's fine.
False.
Truth.
Jesus, Topo is so good. Actually, really interesting thing about Topo, I think that's like our number 2 top seller for Dragon Ball Super singles.
Awesome.
And it's single-handedly drove the price all the way to it's sitting at $2 now. And it was
he's a common, right? Or is he uncommon?
I believe is uncommon.
Uncommon, yeah. Makes sense.
That's crazy.
He's so good.
Card, I did not foresee. First of all, Topo is because it's the flavor.
Right,
also. We're like, damn, Topo card, finally, yes. I can play Topo and Jiren. That's almost Universe, whatever they're called. 11?
I don't know. I was called Pride Trooper Universe. I actually don't know their numbers very well. I'll be honest, I actually don't.
Danny just charged a Zeno. What?
No big deal. Just wants that blue open to do nothing with it.
To cast those powerful blue cards. That's a hard read. That his hand's very good, and he has another Zeno in hand. That's the only thing that.
Yeah, if I'm a Tony, I'm like, well,
you got a Zeno.
You got Big Daddy Zeno in your hand.
You got piece 1 of 2 of the deadly chain attack.
Oh
Zeno.
no, and it's coming down this turn, George. It's coming down this turn.
Yeah, you think so?
Because he attacked with Gohan here. He's actually just he didn't decide to draw off of it, so it's this double strike. So he's actually going to knock his opponent to 3.
Okay, this is where Zeno really shines. You want to get your opponent down in life as much as possible, so that when you do Zeno them, those extra cards that they're getting from their life, essentially
are dead,
just irrelevant.
Danny plays so well because what's happening here is now he's attacking in 20k and 10k, and Antonio,
and that's where if you're Antonio, you need to throw cards.
Yeah, you have to throw. Right. Yeah, you should. Hopefully Antonio reads this. Hopefully he realizes, crap, I'm about to go down to 5. But so's Danny though. So hopefully Danny does some. But Antonio, will he decide to awaken? He can't awaken, right? You can't awaken into this, right?
No, you want to save that awaken, but there's points where you really just can't save.
But you can't go to 2 either, right?
Yeah, and Danny's not going to attack with his leader either. He's going to Zeno Yeah, he wants to play the chain attack Zeno combo first, and then attack with his leader. That just nets him an extra card here. But he's going to pay 5 for a Ghost Tanks. He's going to go Ghost
We're going to
Tanks
see
here.
the KitchenTableMeta Ghost tokens, baby. There they are.
Beautiful
They came
Dusty.
in.
I mean, they have a resemblance. I really can't put my finger on it.
I don't know. I'm not picking it up.
It's I don't know. I think that cut really just sells it a little bit. I mean, is that you?
It looks a little bit like some handsome guy. Maybe Antonio Banderas, maybe, or
It looks more like Beerus. I do like the beer. I did
like
not.
the Beerus
I
player?
didn't miss that. I didn't
Yeah.
miss that. The Beerus attire with the signature Dusty haircut, and that's so cool. That's a really good play by Danny because if you're Antonio, you're like, damn, he's gonna play the Zeno on me. He's attacking my life. Oh shit.
because you think about it, was what he could have
Ghost
done.
attack.
Yeah, because actually, you know what he could have done, and obviously Antonio didn't do it. But could you imagine, though, if he attacked with Topo like that, and Antonio discards on the 5 to like, to try to play around the Zeno, and he's just like, cool, Ghost attack.
Ghost attack. there go all those defenses that you were gonna use. That's great.
There goes all his cards. Of course, Antonio does have double Sensu Bean, which the card you actually don't see very much right now.
No,
So that
you
kind of
don't.
negates all of the tokens.
Yeah, Sensu Bean is one of the biggest reasons why you don't see Ghost Tanks, I guess we could call it shorthand, have much success because that just effectively makes all the tokens that you bring out only 15k, and then you're hitting towards a 20k.
Right.
So it just makes it effectively dead. You have to combo up, and comboing up is just never a fun time, so you're usually
not.
just going to pass a turn.
It's not a
when
fun
that
time.
hits. That's the only downside to Ghost Tanks. They're also be so powerful if those tokens were 20. But a really good. I just want to like commend Danny on that play. Like why he has that combo in his deck, like having the Ghost Tanks and access to the chain attack Trunks. The triple red really leads you into thinking, hey, he could chain attack Trunks me, but you don't really see the Ghost Tanks coming.
Right.
And
I
if
do
you're
believe
playing
it's-
around
I
the
do
Zeno,
believe
you
it's a
play
sideboard
completely
card.
differently.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, because if you see the Ghost Tanks coming, you want to keep cards in hand so you can defend. But if you see the Zeno coming, you want to throw cards.
Right.
So you're
Yep.
just like,
That's
which
true.
one do I do?
That's true.
So I just wanted to, expand on that a little bit because that's really interesting and that's a really cool concept. And that's actually how I made my Super Saiyan 3 Goku deck as well. I didn't do yellow though.
Sure,
I just did red-blue because you have
Red-blue.
like Sensu Bean and you have like a good amount of like blue cards that you can use on your opponent's turn. The Raging Spirit Gohan, other things like that. But and then Zeno, of course, you can charge it and use it for energy. Here, it's just a vanilla energy.
It's literally
for him.
just bad, right?
But Flying Nimbus is probably one of the big reasons why
He did.
he's yellow.
Yeah.
Because Flying Nimbus is like
So good against veggies.
huge
So good
defensively.
against apes.
Yeah. And you always have the mana for it.
Yep.
So that's what's making it so
And
much
pitching the
better
card
in
usually
your
isn't a big punishment either.
Especially when you have so many cards in your hand.
Wait, and also, you're going to refill your hand usually anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you discard down to like 3 or 4 cards in hand. And you just Zeno and go
Exactly.
right back up, to
Yep.
5.
So super interesting deck by Danny, and if he keeps playing non-mecha decks, he's for sure,
Yeah.
I think, in the top cut. But I'm really interested to see how this does against mecha. Like we said, if they start strong, it's very hard to come back. But
Absolutely. That's with any
he
deck.
does have-
It's like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the problem.
But he does have a lot of cool things that will keep him in the game, though, regardless. Oof. Scientist food down for Antonio, and
See if this
I
gets
can't
Crusher
explain
Balled
how
again.
good this card is. But yeah, it might get Crusher Balled, it might get Flying Nimbus.
I'm not sure what Danny wants to do here. If he wants to Crusher Ball, which one would you do? Would you Crusher Ball it, or would you Flying Nimbus it?
I usually want to Flying Nimbus a leader, of course.
Right.
But here, Antonio only taps 1 energy. You can do something else here, so I might just save the Flying Nimbus here, yeah. And it looks like he is going to save the Flying Nimbus because this could be a big turn for Antonio. And it's Trunks. So he could put a lot of pressure
Yes, he could.
with cards.
Yep.
So
This also could be Zeno turn for Antonio. Antonio needs to draw as many cards as he can right here.
Yes.
He has to.
yep, there goes a Flying Nimbus.
I would argue that if Antonio doesn't find a Zeno this turn, he probably loses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really tough position he's put in
because
right now.
untapping into Topo, Gohan, Ghost Tex,
Yeah, that's not going to be a fun
3
time.
Ghost tokens, that handsome devil. You know what I mean?
And he it looks like he's attacking the Topo.
Yeah, I think he just realizes he can't kill him this turn, and he's just trying to draw. Like I
It
said,
seems
into
like a desperation.
yeah, he's trying to draw
attempt
into
here.
that Zeno. There's Awaken, draw 2. Does he get a
Because-
Zeno?
and I
Zeno,
think-
where you at, baby? Come on, teammate. Nope. Looks like a Mass Saiyan.
I think Danny realizes it here, and he's just going to completely change gears and go for a game-winning play next turn.
There's that Goten kill your guy.
Super value.
At least we've seen that a couple times.
Taking off my shoes here. All right,
Still no Zeno. All right, Danny loses 2 guys there. Not bad. I'll tell you what, something that scares me about these tokens, by the way, too, is if Khalifa decides to hit tokens. If they, oh my goodness, could you imagine?
Antonio have any out to these tokens? I mean, we see that he has
Mass
beams
Saiyan
in hand. Right?
He has Mass Saiyan in hand.
Oh, he has Mass Saiyan?
But he has to get 5 cards in the drop, and he just used Scientist Fu. So I think he just puts 2 cards in drop. So he would have to.
He's not going to be able. He
needs
can't do
3
2
more cards.
overwhelms anyways.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, but he actually might be able to survive this turn. I mean, this doesn't look as bad as it did.
If Danny throws down that Zeno, then
That's true.
I think Antonio needs to see the Zeno coming, and if Antonio throws too many cards to defend the Ghost Tanks, which I think has to be the play, then Danny might not just throw down the Zeno. But Antonio's put in the position where he doesn't have much options. He has to throw cards to the Ghost Tanks, right? To not lose, but then that defers Danny from even playing the Zeno. And this is the position that I would find myself in when I played this Super Saiyan 3 Goku deck. Sometimes you have just much more control and advantage than your opponent.
That's right, so you get ahead on the board.
And you throw that Zeno plan out the door because it's just not good in that scenario because you're already winning. And this is the exact scenario where I would be put in, and I'm like, well, I have threats here, but these threats demand answers, and then I don't want to give them back the answers, and then you're obviously going to wipe out your board and all pressure that you have on it. So it's going to make it really, really awkward for Danny here. He just wants to cycle through his Gokus, I think, and just try to find something else. Maybe another Gotenks would be huge.
Now, when he's Zeno, does the top card obviously goes to your hand, but does the bottom card go to drop? Do you know?
From what?
Like, if he's Zeno right now, obviously, like, this Goku goes back to hand.
Yeah,
so the bottom one goes to drop?
Yeah,
I thought so. Okay. I wasn't sure, though.
Yo, what up, J Focus?
J Focus.
Now, our first ever Twitch subscriber, actually. So shout out
J
to
Focus?
him. Yeah. That was our first ever because we were just
awesome.
affiliated with like Twitch not too long ago, and then he was our first subscriber. So shout out to him.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing to PPG, man. That's awesome.
Thank you for
great content creator.
Yeah, thanks for staying tuned to KitchenTableMeta, of course. Also, fantastic complimentary stream to bring you all your DBS needs.
I try my best.
I don't think you need anything else after that. You got PPG and KTM. Like,
That's it.
What else do you need?
That's it. Nothing else.
Pretty much.
I would stay away from DBS decks and any of the other people who make content.
No. DBS decks, of course, you need to use that. There's no alternative to that. Even though there is nothing significant, I do believe that they have the formula down for the ultimate
He just
experience.
updates it so much too.
As far as
so many updates, so many improvements all the time. Always looks good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
All right, so Danny
lost his.
Danny's got to think. Yeah, Danny's got to think. How is he going to win this game? Antonio only 4 cards in hand, so Danny, I don't believe he's even thinking about a Zeno play.
I wouldn't think so. There's a topo for the counter.
Okay.
Down to 3 cards in hands.
Antonio's still with 1 blue up. We know he has negates and sensu, I believe. Or was that his drop area? It looks like that was his drop area, yeah. And in fact, I do not think I see any of those cards in Antonio's hand. He has Scientist Fu, he has Jiren, Raging Attack Gohan. Oh, there's a Whis Coercion. A Whis Coercion on a token swing. That seemed kind of...
No big deal.
Do you think Antonio knows that the tokens don't have double strike anymore?
I think he just doesn't want to go to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to
That's
go to 2.
fair.
Yeah. That's what I think is happening now. He just doesn't want...
I mean, yeah, you have the threat of the ability to unleash Gohan, which can be a
Right.
double striker. You have the Mecha Frieza, which he's playing, which actually I think that's a great addition. Dual strike, double striker.
Mm-hmm.
You have Kaba. You probably have Champa. I don't know. I haven't seen a Champa yet, but yeah, Danny has like 4 unbreakable spirits on Goku's.
I know, he has the cards.
All right, no.
So it's chance
So
out.
it looks like he's gonna do it. Wow.
Wow, I wonder why.
I don't know. He's losing a few cards in the swing, but
That's really surprising to me, George. I don't know if that's the right play.
The good thing is Danny still has a leader swing, so he's going to put himself one up on his opponent.
Yeah.
His opponent is also tapped out because he used that shocking future Son Goku to block, I believe.
Yeah, but you can't win next turn, right? I guess maybe if he has Champa, maybe you can. Maybe you attack with.
He can draw something. The thing is, he only has 2 energy and is 2 yellow. Seems pretty awkward. Maybe a Planet Vegeta into
a super combo.
filler.
I don't know. That's super combo Goku. I don't know.
Actually, it'd be cool if he had a red and a yellow. He can go Planet Vegeta into Saiyan Kaba.
Yeah.
And then just kill him. He has 2 attacks here, and Antonio,
Actually,
you don't think is going to be very fond at throwing just extra cards right now in order to survive. I don't know. Yeah, look, he drew the Planet Vegeta.
All right, his opponent's down to 4 cards in hand, so this is going to be Danny going up to 6. He can't stay in Kaba, right? Because it costs a red, right?
No, yeah, I'm saying if he had a red and a yellow, yeah. But he's it's really awkward right now. He can only Planet Vegeta into Youthful Bulma, which would be the most effective use of his energy. But Antonio's throwing cards here, so Danny's...
Yeah, Antonio's throwing cards out like they're on fire right
Danny.
now.
Best case.
Opponent's down with 3 cards in hand now.
Yep. And Danny's passing with 5 energy.
Man, I don't know, George.
That was a risky play, but
I don't know.
The draw was...
I don't know if that's right.
The draw was good.
I hate to...
It worked out in hindsight, but I don't know if it was... I also don't think it was right in that scenario, or I'm not sure if it was right, but right now it played out perfectly because Antonio shipped 2 cards. Danny didn't have to overcommit with anything. I don't know why he didn't play the Planet Vegeta. I don't know. I mean, he could have played the Planet Vegeta.
Yeah, he could have. Maybe he's waiting to see what he needs, but I don't know.
That's fair.
I mean, next turn he has what appears to be. I think he has chain attack into.
Is that a pan or miraculous?
Yeah, chain attack into pan would be, I think, pretty.
Well, I don't think I see a chain attack. I think that's a Topo, an Unbreakable Spirit, Son Goku, a Piccolo, a Pan,
a
Planet Vegeta, and a Flying Nimbus. And
I guess he could plan it 4 chain, right?
Yeah. Jiren's going to be pretty big here, but thankfully Danny can just cycle
away.
away.
Did you just take this? No, Topo. Yeah, absolutely Topo that.
On the second swing, yeah, for sure. Because now Jiren can't stand anymore. Now the Topo can take down the Jiren. It can threaten the Jiren.
Right.
Where Antonio has to throw more cards, and Antonio's stuck here.
Yeah, he has 2 cards in hand.
He's got a Jiren and a Mass Saiyan. He can drop the Mass Saiyan, but it just seems awful right now because it's just going to give Danny 2 free cards if he lets that go through. But it looks like the Topo's pressuring him. The Topo's pressuring him too much. He's just going to play the Mass Saiyan. But do you swing with it?
Yeah, I'll say, can Antonio swing with this? I don't think so.
I don't think
so. You can't afford to give Danny 2 more cards, right?
No. If you give Danny 2 more cards, you might as well just scoop it up.
Yeah, you might as well. But also,
1 card in hand. 1 card in hand.
Passing seems scary as well. I think Danny would just say, "I'm gonna take this."
Yeah,
right?
no.
I'm gonna take
you
these
take you take this as Danny because
I'm
just want to.
one card in life.
And then an extra card.
Yeah, I wanna put some pressure on you. I think so, right?
Yeah.
I beat you next turn.
I think you take a life here, and then you have an extra card to kill your opponent next turn. That's it. And if Antonio swings with Mass Aim, even better. I go to 1.
That's what I'm saying. I go to 1. I get 3 cards in hand.
Yeah, no. But looks. Yeah, he just got a Saiyan Kaba. So if he does swing, which he's gonna swing with the Mass Saiyan here. I think you just block here. You cycle. No.
You take it.
All
That's my boy right there. You go to 1 life.
But you got a Kaba. That can just follow up and
you
just
kill you. You don't care about Kaba right now. Kaba's.
I don't understand. You just play the Kaba, and it can just kill your opponent next turn. All you got to do is hit Antonio for 1.
Definitely.
You have a leader swing, and you have something else that you can play for sure in your hand.
But what you're forgetting is you have Pan in hand, so you can just play Kaba and play Pan. It does the same thing.
No, the thing is,
that's what you're forgetting.
You don't go up to 15K though.
That's true. You don't. That's true. You're right.
It looks like Danny saved the Planet Vegeta for this play right here.
Get the chain attack.
Get the chain attack, Trunks, and now he has a chain attack into Fearless Pan, which you were talking about. So you weren't wrong. I mean, you didn't see the chain attack in his hand, but he technically had it in the form of Planet Vegeta.
But the problem is he can't play Kaba. Doesn't have enough red, right? Chain attack's 3 red, right?
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I think you were just throwing that option out. But what Danny wants to do here is he wants to knock Antonio down at 2. Once Antonio takes that 2, it's game over. Oh my god.
Did he get
takes
negate?
it
Did he get
without-
negate? Oh, Sensu. It's Sensu.
He takes it without thinking, but like this is a great play by Danny, committing 25. Antonio, 1 card in hand, can't do anything. It
What are you
doesn't
gonna
matter
do
what
about
that
it?
card is.
Yeah.
It has to be a super combo into a 5K.
Chain
And
attack.
yep, that's over. Chain attack Trunks into Fearless Pan, and that is 2 lethal attacks.
Here we go. Well, it's one, right? Because Fearless does. I mean, Pan doesn't get double strike.
It doesn't get double
It's
strike?
all other, yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it would give every red card. So everything but itself.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So just that one super combo I think is game. Jeez, look at this.
No,
all
you
in.
just,
Look
you
at
just
look at
dump
this
in
all
here.
in potential.
If
No
your
big
opponent
deal.
is not playing Shigesh, you go all in.
Right, yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah. Jeez. Good game by Danny, taking it 2-0. Taking it 2-0.
Jay Focus just
Hey guys, what's up? Nice seeing you guys.
Jay Focus just subscribed to you.
Who?
So,
Jay Focus?
Yeah, he
What's
just
up,
did,
Jay
yeah.
Focus? Thank you so much, man.
I never thought I'd
We
get
can-
a subscriber before you did,
Dude, that's
which
awesome.
makes me feel special.
Dude, you should. You guys do fantastic work.